What's up, fuckers? It's week 8, start of sitting. Sorry I missed you guys last week. Busy. My time is becoming very limited. Working so much, I don't even. When I get out of Amazon, I get out late. I don't get home till about 6:30, 7 o'clock. So I'm just gonna make this quick. Kind of tired. Got some stuff to do. Bye weeks this week. 49ers, the Dolphins, Giants, Rams, Ravens, and the Steelers. Quarterbacks to start. Matt Ryan, best quarterback in the league right now, has scored less than has scored less than 20 points twice. Russell Wilson, I'd start him. He hasn't been too great this year. Has only scored more than 15 points one time. But I'd start him this week against the Saints. Jameis Winston, another rough year, but he looks to be in a stretch where you can rely on him. And the Raiders are one of the worst pass defenses in the league, so I'd go with him. My boy Dak Prescott, playing very well. Eagles do have a good defense, but I like Dak this week. Start him. Got to go with the hot hand. And Andy Dalton against Washington. For those of you that don't know, I just found this out today, but that game is in London. Sit him. I'd sit Phillip Rivers against Denver. Carson Palmer against the Panthers, even though the Panthers have a pretty shitty defense this year. It's hard to trust Carson Palmer right now. Especially after last week's 6-6 performance. Terrible. Blake Bortles against Tennessee on Thursday night. He's very hard to count on this year. I'd bench him. Tyrod Taylor against the Patriots. And looks like Jay Cutler's probably going to get the start this week. So bench him against Minnesota. Best defense in the league. Running back, start him. Spencer Ware had about 138 last week against the Colts. I'd go with him. Jacquizz Rodgers, he's played very well, filling in for Doug Martin, who doesn't look to be starting this week again. Unfortunate. I'd go with him. LeGarrette Blount against the Bills. Latavius Murray, who did come back last week, played very well. 2 touchdowns, I think like 60-something yards. He should definitely be a go this week. Booker, I'd go with him. Looks like C.J. Anderson's going to be out for a couple of weeks. He looks to be lead guy for those carries. Jealousy, Shady McCoy may not play, which really sucks since I own him and I now have no running backs. But yeah, if you have Gillespie, I'd go with him. And Jeremy Hill. Redskins rush defense sucks. He just touched the Browns for 168 last week, so I'd ride him. That sounded so bad now that I think about it. Sit Jordan Howard. Had terrible performance last week against the Packers. I think he scored like 2 fantasy points. Kadeem Carey shouldered a bigger load last week. I think he had like 60-something yards. And with Jeremy Langford practicing this week, he may return and play, but I see the Bears going to a committee approach. So I would, if you have Jordan Howard as your main back, I would start looking at replacements. TJ Yeldon against the Titans, one of the better defenses in the league. Sit him. He has not been reliable this year. Isaiah Crowell, he had a good game last week against the Bengals. I don't like the matchup against the Jets. So I'd sit him and Mark Ingram against the Seahawks. Another bad matchup. Wide receivers, Brandon Marshall. He's had a rough go here past couple weeks, but I actually like him against the Browns. Michael Crabtree again against the Buccaneers. I'd go with him. Fitzgerald. I know I said sit Palmer, but I think Palmer will find Fitzgerald. Um, Carolina Panthers have given up a lot of big plays, a lot of points to wide receivers. T.Y. Montgomery seems to be the number one guy in Green Bay. Fuck Jordy Nelson. Go with him and Ananwa. He looks like to be another start against the Browns. Scored 18 points last week. I'd go with him. I'd sit Jeffrey against the Vikings. Tyrell Williams against the Broncos. D-Jax against the Bengals. And Jeremy Maclin. Colts haven't allowed a lot of points to number one receivers this year. I think about 7 on average. And Macklin's been a big disappointment this year. So, give me a second. Yeah, I gotta hurry this up. My computer's about to restart. Like 10 minutes or something. I don't fucking know. Tight ends. I'd go with Jimmy Graham. He has played pretty well this year. Last week he didn't do too much, but I like him against the Saints. Travis Kelce. He's been another disappointment this year. I'd go with him against the Colts, and I'd also go with Jack Doyle with what's his name, Dwayne Allen being hurt. I'd sit Ertz against Dallas. He hasn't done too much since being back. Kobe Fleener has a bad matchup against the Seahawks. Zach Miller, another bad matchup against the Vikings. And Gary Barnidge, I don't like him against the Jets. Kickers, I'd go with Crosby, Lambeau, Matt Bryant, and Steven Hauschka. I'd sit Will Lutz, Dan Bailey, and Graham Gano. For defenses, let's see here. We're going to start the Jets against the Browns. We're going to start the Cardinals, Titans, and the Seahawks. And we're going to sit Green Bay, Houston, Buffalo, and Philly. All right. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.